So good morning all. In previous lecture, we have discussed the basic design procedure, what steps we have to follow for the designing of any machine component, simple machine component. So today we will just take a overlook of that basic design procedure, then we will go for the next part of that design. See here the basic design procedure. Here you can see. So for the basic design procedure, the first part is nothing but to identify the need, why the design is required, or we have to identify the need of market first. Then second, synthesis. That need, how will get satisfied that need. There are various ways to satisfy that need, so we have to find the optimum way to satisfy that need. Then next is analysis of forces. Once we decided how to satisfy that need, then we have to calculate the forces acting on that, so that we can find out the various modes of failure in that. So next, third step is to analysis of forces acting on that. Then based on that forces, type of forces, there are various types of forces are there. So based on that forces, we have to select the material, proper material for your design. Then we have to find out design of elements. Means here, in by using various theories of failure, we have to find out the dimensions of that component. After finding out the dimensions, we have to cross check that dimensions whether these are safe. If not, then we have to repeat that steps again. Then that is in modification step. That modification requires when the design is not satisfactory. And then after modification is done, we have to complete the detailed drawing of the object so that it can be manufactured. And then we will go for the production team. So this is basic procedure we discussed here. So after knowing the basic design procedure, the first important point in while we go for the design, that is to be study the factor of safety. The factor of safety plays a very vital role in the design of machine element. So what is mean by the factor of safety and what is the use of factor of safety, that we will discuss here. So the factor of safety is used to provide a design margin over a theoretical design capacity. Means some margin is required because there are various possibilities of uncertainties are there. Means we cannot exactly count the magnitude of force acting on the component. So there is some variation. So that margin we have to consider. For consider that margin, we need to introduce factor of safety in that design. Sometimes the point load is acting on the component. So that point load, that to consider that point load margin, we have to consider the factor of safety. Sometimes according to material, if materials are not that homogeneous, something that if the homogeneity of material is not there, then we cannot predict the performance of that material. Means we cannot judge accurate performance of that material. So that purpose we have to introduce factor of safety. Again, factor of safety is required for human safety. So for safety purpose, again we have to consider that margin, that is nothing but factor of safety, that is uncertainty in the design processes. Okay, so these some factors are there, various factors. Let us take an example here. If a component needs to withstand a load of 100 Newton and factor of safety is 3 selected, then it is designed with the strength support to be 300 Newton. The factor of 53 means we increase with that load. That is nothing but the 100 to 300 Newton. So that is what margin selected, 100 to 300. That is nothing but the margin of the design. So how to find out the factor of safety? Here the basic formula to find out the factor of safety is strength of the component, that is the maximum load, divided by load on the component, actual load acting on the component, that is actual load. So maximum load divided by actual load, that is nothing but the factor of safety. Okay, so that factor of safety is very important in the design. Here you can see factor of safety. Now the factor of safety, when or how much factor of safety is required, it is based on the application. Here directly application based factor of safety are given in this chart, so you can refer that. The factor of safety here is between 1.25 to 1.5 if the material proportions known in detail, applications where we can, operating conditions known in detail, all the operating conditions we must know, load and resulting stresses, strains are known, and high degree of accuracy. We have accurately, means high degree of accuracy we know the load and resulting stresses, and low weight is important. Means low weight is actually acting on the component. In that case, we can take the factor of safety 1.25 to 1.5. In such applications where the less tried materials are known, means material properties are little bit unknown, then brittle materials under average conditions or environment, load and stresses are high. In that case, we can select the factor of safety 2 to 3. And some another cases are there where the untried materials under average conditions of environment and load stresses, better known materials under uncertain environment is present, then we can take the factor of safety 3 to 4. That is simple facts that we can use for this factor of safety. So this is all about the factor of safety. Next part we will see the standards and codes in the design. What is the use of standard and what is the use of codes in the design? That is again the most important point. Standards and codes. So standard means what and code means what? There is a difference between standard and code that we will discuss first. Then we will go for the next. So the standard, it is a set of specification defined for a body or organization which is various characteristics of components and systems or product should conform. Means it is standards are only used for the specific component dimensions or some system dimensions, and the code is nothing but set of specification for design, analysis, testing and manufacturing. Sometimes the design procedure is there, analysis, testing procedures are there, manufacturing processes are there. So for that process, the some set of specifications are provided that are called as codes, and some specifications provided for a component, their dimensions, their standard. This is called as standards. So that is basic difference between standards and codes in the design. Here the characteristics of components are given, means for the standards are given dimensions, shapes, tolerances, surface finish, material standards are there, method of testing, these are the codes, method of use, how or the use method is to be provided, that is nothing but the code, and method of packing and storing, that comes under the code. So that is basic difference between standard and code. So why standards and codes are required in the design, that is also the most important point. So for the reduce the variety of component, means we have to find out the component with less varieties because it should be used universally. So for that purpose, the standards and codes are to be introduced in the design, or that is to be used in the design. So there are various types of standards are there. International, national standards, company standards are there. Company standards are specific companies use their standards for their specific that company restricted only. So that are called as company standard. National standards, some national or some countries use that can some standards in their country only. That are the national standards. Some international standards are there. ISO, like ISO, ASME codes are there. So that is universally accepted. That is decided by the group of group of companies to be followed. These are the international standards. Okay, so these are the basic standards and codes that we will use in the design. So that is basic of standards and codes. Next, we have to study what is the requirement of standard. As I discussed, what is the requirement, why these standards and codes are required. So it is interchangeability of component possible. It is possible to interchange the components, so that standards are required. Reduce the inventory. Third is ensure minimum specification of quality. We have to ensure minimum specification while manufacturing. So that is the use of standards. So fourth is easy and quick replacement of the component. Yes, result in overall cost reduction. So fourth is easy and quick replacement of the component. Then fifth is result in overall cost reduction. We have to reduce the cost, so that standards are very important. Some take example, these are the standards for size and shapes. For nut bolt, as I discuss here, the nut M10 nut bolt is nothing but metric bolt of 10 diameter, major diameter. So that is bearings. Bearings are standard dimensions are there. That is, the bearings are designated by 4 numbers. So that 4 numbers are nothing but standards. Then keys, belt, chain, gears. These are some standards that are required while manufacturing these components. It is required to follow some standards. So that is the use of standard. Then here are some examples of the standards and codes in the design. First is Bureau of Indian Standard, BIS. Then American Society of Mechanical Engineering, ASME. That ASME, as I discussed, that is used for the designing of shaft. ASME codes. These are the codes. Then American Gear Manufacturing Association, AGMA, that is also the used for the gear manufacturing process. Then American Welding Society, AWS, International Standard of ISO that all we are familiar with, International Standard of Organization, ISO. These are very much used standard, that is ISO. Heading. So this is after designing of these standards and codes, we need to study the next part is nothing but preferred series. Here is again the preferred series is to be used in the design. So what is mean by preferred series and how to use that we will discuss here. So preferred series are nothing but it is a series of number obtained by geometrical progression and rounded off. It is simply a series of numbers that is to be used in the design. Let us take the example. That is standardization of shaft diameter between 10 to 25 mm. Suppose I need to manufacture a shaft diameters between 10 to 25 mm. So in between that 10 to 25 mm, what are the various diameters I can take that will be some standard values. So that is we have to find out by the preferred series, by the geometrical progression. So here there are it is shown here by the example in the 10 to 25 mm. Okay, 10 to 25 mm. The diameters are 10, 12.5, 16, 20, 25. That is the preferred diameter series. And incorrect means it should not preferred. That is nothing but 10, 11, 13. These are the rounded off, some arbitrary numbers taken. That is not the proper design, I would say. So the proper design or standard design is nothing but to be preferred these correct numbers. That is nothing but the between 10 to 25. That is simply a preferred series. So there are total 5 preferred series are in the design. So these are the series factors. We have to multiply that factor to get the next progressive number. Suppose example we will take in to get the 1 to 10. Suppose one manufacturing company is there, electric motor manufacturing company is there, and that is manufacturing the electric motors in the range of 1 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt. So in the range of 1 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt, they have to manufacture a 10 electric motor, 10 different sizes electric motor. So they will prefer the R10 series. Here it is shown R10 series. So by that R10 series means what? The R10 series is nothing but series factor is 10th root of 10, that is 1.26. So we have to multiply numbers by 1.26 to get the successive number of that preferred series. Let us take 1 multiplied by 1.26, that is 1.26, that will be the second number. So the company will manufacture 1 kilowatt, 1.26 kilowatt, and so on up to the 10 kilowatt. Okay, so that is the use of preferred series in the design, and that is to be used in the design of machine element. Okay, thank you. Any doubt you can ask here.